What is up? Today we are back with another episode of the podcast. Today we will be talking about music, more specifically, what music today displays examples of transcendentalistic thoughts and ideas. So, Transcendentalism was a philosophical movement in New England in the 1820s. And some people don't realize the effect that movement still has on our culture today. So today, we in the podcast will analyze a song by Dennen called Standup for It.
If there is something you love, you have to cherish it. Stand up for it.
So you could hear where he said stand up for it. And that shows not conforming, because if you're someone who conforms, you just do what everyone else does, and you're not going to stand up for anything. And then you could also flip that and say, if you have nothing to stand for, then you're conforming to something. Then the second example comes just a little bit after that, and here's what it says.
Separate good from evil. They don't fall between borders. Religion or color.
So here what the song was saying is that there are a lot of borders and just lines that separate us. And sometimes we'll look at one country or religion or whatever as just being like inherently bad or inherently good. But what the song's saying is that these are just ideas that we conform to. So evil and good does not come from these lines that we divide ourselves up into. So it's just saying don't conform to that, and know that evil and good can be on any side of any line that's drawn. So then another example is
capable of working for good and working for evil.
Okay, and what that means is that individuals make their own decisions, and they can be good or they can be bad. It doesn't matter where you're from or who you are, just as long as you don't conform, you're making your own decisions. That can be good or that can be bad. Okay, so the next example from the song is...
If you cross that line, you may find yourself alone, but you won't be for long. Somebody's gonna come and stand by your side.
So what that means is, whenever you start something and you start not conforming and you start, standing up for what you want to talk about, at the beginning, everyone else might just kind of laugh at you and you'll just be alone with that opinion. But then eventually, a lot of people, well, maybe not even a lot of people, but someone will come and stand next to you and agree with you and stand up for you and just be on your side. The last example is... Okay, so what that means is, that's actually a different transcendentalist idea than the others. This one shows the idea of goodness in humanity. Well, it doesn't necessarily show the goodness in the ruling class, but it's saying that normal people like you, your neighbors, all your friends are good, are mainly good usually, and that there's no difference between us because we're all human, and humanity is good. And that wraps up today's episode of the podcast. So see you next episode for the next episode.